And we are live. Um, let's hit the intro and get in. There's so much to get into. GM everybody, it's only been a week, but it feels like a lot longer because as soon as we got off with Thicky last week, soon after we had, one of the wildest events, I guess, in the 15 years of crypto. The Trump coin came out of nowhere and brought us in for a crazy weekend. I don't know, were you guys in front of your Twitters when this happened?
Yeah, I was lucky. You guys all missed it?
I was sleeping.
So I don't know which is better, to miss it or to not have sized it correctly. I was like literally doing nothing. It was Friday at 9. I was at home in a group chat. Someone says like, Trump just dropped a token. I'm not sure if it's real. This was at about 1 bill FTV. Bought it. Then it looked like he was hacked. This was before he tweeted. It was just on Truth Social. Sold. Bought back in. But unfortunately didn't have the conviction to size it properly. So I think, I got in up to 100K the night of. Woke up, it was worth 700K, was like extremely happy with that. Sold it, and then what I had would have, doubled even from there. It was an interesting time though. Like I see a lot of people on Twitter are like extremely depressed about this whole thing because a lot of people missed it. And I feel like I didn't size it right either. I know Kane had like a very interesting tweet that this was like a generational opportunity where you could basically like go max size and like ride this thing up. I don't know if you guys read this tweet or what your thoughts are on this, but it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean the amount of volume that was happening on chain over this like 24-hour period, it was completely unheard of. So anything related to Jupiter Meteora, anything was obviously doing super well. MEV bots, DeFi, CeFi ARB, if you can check on chain, there's a lot of millions being made. Just such a once in a lifetime situation where we saw what happened when they tried to make it a second in a lifetime situation a couple days later. That didn't work out as well. But Qiao, when you woke up, I'm just curious, like you wake up and you're like, what the like what are you thinking?
Exactly that. What the fuck happened? And then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's good that you launch a token and allocate 80% of the supply to yourself. But
there's like you said, there's been a huge like disconnect between people who think this is the most bullish thing that's ever happened because the president is launching a meme coin. Everyone following him is coming on chain and all these new users, and now everything's legal, crime season, all this stuff. And then I guess like some seasoned traders, I would put myself a bit more in this category, are like, this is probably not good. Like this is accelerating the cycle.
Well,
like
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, look, it's clearly a grift, right? Like it's clearly a grift, and like clearly retail is going to get fleeced here. But 400,000 people, I think at minimum, onboarded through Moonshot in the first day. The pie has certainly grown. And it also opens the floodgates for people to try like these experiments in the future. I mean, I think these sort of grifts are bad, but it has the crypto pie.
I don't mind the grifts. I just mind that their first experience is going to be holding a coin that's down only. And apparently there was a ton of new Melania users. We'll get into Melania. That's been like one of my
Jordy, isn't that how everyone onboards into crypto? I mean, like the classic story is you buy in at the cycle top and you like hold the thing all the way down, and most people capitulate and some people stay and see what gets built the next cycle. I mean, it's sort of just how our space is, right?
I'm not sure. I think like gamblers sometimes get lucky, and there's this, if you know any poker players or gamblers, usually the ones who make a career out of it are the ones who like the first time they just got lucky and they just became like really got really into it because they won that first time, whether it was cards or whatever it was. And like these guys are not gonna have a good first. Well, some of them maybe like they were early. It depends. I saw a tweet now that the on the Melania token, if you were past like the first 10 minutes, you're down money. Like you literally had to buy in the first 10 minutes to still be up, because after that, it's sort of, we can bring the chart up. Go ahead, Takey.
And no, I think one thing that really, I think the main takeaway from this event is like Solana versus ETH, right? Because when Trump launched, like Solana, like the user experience was like good, like, or I mean, I heard it's good. Like the chain didn't go down; it was still producing blocks. And even when Melania launched, at that point, I think the chain was like very difficult to use. But I think Justin also had this tweet. I think one thing I'm really impressed by, and what I'm really proud of Justin, his transition from ETH maxi to just Solana trenches shitcoiner. And like, he's just like, do you want to talk about this, Justin? It's like, because I feel like the Trump meme point just like, all the .eths just capitulated. They're like, oh my God, it's over.
Well,
no.
I think a lot of people misunderstood this tweet, but I've come to the realization that like two things happened here. The first is Trump obviously couldn't have launched on Ethereum mainnet. Like that's obvious. There would have been crazy gas spikes. Like most people couldn't have bought in. It just wouldn't have made sense. It wasn't retail friendly. And there was just no onboarding tools, right? Like people would have to go through Coinbase. There was no direct through Moonshot. And Solana's done an amazing job at getting like consumer apps in retail's hands that actually have great user experience. But the other thing is like this token was too big for the L1, but it's also too big for the L2. Like to have a token of this magnitude worth so much, between 30 to 70 billion FDV, depending on when you look at it, having something so culturally important in an L2 is just a little weird, right? Like it just feels weird that Trump would have had to say,
so. Like
Coinbase, Optimism, Arbitrum, Polygon.
Why would Base be like, Coinbase obviously like very close to everything going on in the US. It's US president. It's like the by far, most kind of important US crypto company. I feel like Base is a very reasonable choice.
Do you guys think Base would have been able to handle the transactions without jacking up the fees?
Probably not. But
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure that's the important question. I think it's more just, okay, just think about this scenario in your head. I had a lot of normal people the next day ask me, how do I buy Trump coin? Imagine trying to get them to buy Trump coin on Base versus trying to buy it on Solana. Like the friction to get yourself on board on Base is just much higher, right? Like you have to buy on Coinbase, you have to learn what an L2 is, you have to send to Base, etc. With Solana, it's like download Moonshot, download Phantom. Like it's very much like.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? You have to learn what an L2 is. Like, do you think anyone like understands like Solana block building consensus when they
but you have to know like, wait, what's Base? Like Base is a chain? No, like Base is Ethereum. Oh, but it's an Ethereum layer 2, so like it's just a way to scale Ethereum. Like,
what did you think, Qiao?
Send your money here.
You're like smirking here.
I mean, Taki, you made a good point. Like the Ethereum maxis really capitulated the week after. I don't think it was a coincidence. Connor, what's this? Eric, right?
Yeah.
And then a bunch of other ETH maxis just totally like everyone started fighting the EF again, and that was not a coincidence.
My favorite thing of the week was Eric Connor is like, I'm not gonna be Eric.eth like I'm always am. Fuck it, like I'm giving up. And then Eric Wall, we've had as a guest before. Now he's Eric.eth, and then he's just like trolling everybody as Eric.eth now. So he's taken over the mantle.
No, I mean the reason why people capitulated in Ethereum land is because, like, whether you think Trump is a grift or not, it's extremely important that it launched on Solana, and I think it means a lot actually. And I think to understate that is wrong. I think it's a big deal that it wasn't launched in Ethereum.
I think that's a completely wrong take. I've done all these launches, and I've helped do a lot of these big SPL launches, and it's very simple. It's nothing related to any of these things. It's only one thing, and only one thing matters, and that is what is the velocity and the amount of money that is fleeced, that is just moving around. If you are somebody launching a meme coin, all you care about is like how much money velocity is moving in this place that can come into my coin. You're not thinking about like, is this a L2 or L1 or was the people? No.
That's what I'm saying, Jordy, though. It's the same point. It's like the fact that Solana had the velocity of money and the retail attention and this ecosystem built up, and that all culminating to the Trump launch on Solana is sort of the big deal I'm talking about. Like that should have, we all would have thought that would have been Ethereum, where it had all the money 2 years ago, and the velocity and the retail and etc. But now it's on Solana.
So, I mean, we've seen Ethereum have the TVL. It has more money, but the money there is like stuck in like Aave, Eigenlayer, whatever you want to say. Like, you know, it's not moving. And if you're doing a grift or whatever you want to call it, like of this scale, you're just thinking like, which one is going to give me the highest market cap? And you know, I have these conversations every day with people launching tokens, and I think Solana for, you know, the last few months, I mean, we saw Pengu. Pengu is like a prime example of, you know, just deciding not based on provenance of NFTs, but deciding on like, where is the velocity of money? Like, where is that culture around meme coins happening? It's clearly happening on Solana. And we've talked about it. I mean, Solana is the best casino in the world right now. And Trump chose it because it's the best casino in the world. It's not around. Now you could say the Ethereum leadership could have decided to go after this direction and not lose meme coins. But I think they have different goals. I don't know. Like I don't know if you guys have any big opinions on Ethereum Foundation discussions. Obviously, it seems like we're in war zone mode, and Vitalik put out this epic tweet. Do you want to read this one, Taiki?
I don't know if I want to read anything, but all right. One of the goals is for me. One of the goals of the ongoing reform is to give EF a proper brand, but until that happens, it's me. I am the leader. You are making my job harder. Shut the fuck up, milady. That's the TLDR. You know, like the Key and Peele skit of like the Obama anger management, or like the translator. It's kind of like that. You know, it's like Vitalik's trying to be as nice as possible, but he's like, oh, it's me. This is the direction.
This is a new Vitalik, and by the way, like the fact that he put a milady is also like just, you know, not something that I had in my bingo card. I think we might.
The funniest thing I saw last week was someone said no one knows how to use milady, quote unquote milady. Like you write a tweet and then you say milady at the end, and then someone said no one actually knows how this thing works. No one knows how to use quote unquote milady at the end of a tweet.
Yeah, people only know retardio, right? That's
retardio.
People know how to use that.
So I don't know. This is not related to anything, but just to put everybody in a good mood, because we saw this in the pre-show and we all started giggling. There is a milady for Adam Cochran.
Looks good.
This is one of the best pieces of art. You know, whoever drew this.
Is this an NFT? Like, can we buy this?
I don't know. We need to do some research. Chat. Maybe the chat can tell us what this.
Drop the link.
How do we get this milady?
I would buy that.
But bottom line, you know, like we've talked about the past, we've had Vitalik on last month, and we have complained that the EF is being this like European Union Parliament bullshit, and we saw what's going on with Europe. So it seems like people want a change of leadership. We're not going to talk too much about the current leadership. There's a very strong consensus, it seems, for Danny Ryan potentially to hopefully be able to step in. I've never seen so much strong consensus on a single, like everyone just like wants this. Everybody on Twitter, at least, clearly wants this to be. Do you think Vitalik's going to give in, or
I was under the impression that was like one of the reasons Eric and others decided to step away, is there was this private conversation with the EF that a lot of people had, a lot of like Ethereum OGs, .eths, the ones you see on Twitter. From my understanding, Vitalik pushed back on that a little, and I don't know if any changes will be made, but like at the same time, Vitalik announced that there's going to be this new marketing foundation for Ethereum, and it seems like they're trying things. I don't know if the EF itself will see any reform though.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Qiao. Do you think it's possible to fix this situation? Feels like sentiment's very
I think
low,
it's completely possible to fix this situation, but I don't know they have the courage to do it. I think the right thing to do is probably have Vitalik on the board or something. Vitalik he's a great person, philosopher, creator, inventor, but I don't think he's a wartime leader. he should be on the board, and then he elects a very strong wartime leader to be to lead the Ethereum Foundation, and then fire 80% of the people. They don't need 200 people to run this thing. It's such a bloated organization, and it's, by the way, it's 200 very smart people. But just because you put 200 very smart people together doesn't mean they can work well together. And I think what they should do is nuke 80% of organization, become a very lean startup, and be very focused on engineering and go to market, rather than all that philosophy and research shit. But
I mean, they asked them, did they ask them, like, do you use the chain? And the EF guy responded like, oh yeah, we use the chain all the time. You know, we use cow swap so we can sell our ETH and then dump it.
EF bags.
He was so serious too.
This is literally like what they use it for. They use it to swap it for stables and pay people. You couldn't make this up if you tried. Like it's one of those like Saturday Night Live skits that you just like. It's more real than real.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge disconnect between what the EF wants crypto to be and what crypto wants to be. And like the EF is probably right in the sense that EF doesn't want to just support a casino, but that is the primary use case now, and that's what the market is rewarding. And we'll see who wins in the long run. I mean, I think we all agree that like from an idealistic standpoint, the EF is right, but at some point, you know, if you lose the consumer, you know, what are we doing this for in the first place?
I mean, the EF basically thinks the users are wrong and they're right. But
yeah,
if that's the mentality, then it's very hard to build good products.
But I can sympathize with it, like to give them some credit in that, like, none of us came in this space to build a better casino, and none of us want to be doing that full time. And like, this has to be something better than that and something more than that. And like, that is their North Star, which is admirable. But if you lose the consumer, what's the point anyway? So it definitely takes a healthy balance, I think.
Well, maybe I'm not the person you're trying to talk to, but like for me, I was playing poker full time in 2020. That was kind of a casino. And then after, like during DeFi summer, after DeFi summer, I was like, wait, this is a far better casino. Let me put my money here. So like technically, you know, I mean, I feel like most people come for the casino and then they stay for the idealism, or like some mix of that. I don't know if I'm an outlier, but
I'm part of that crowd that came for the casino and stay for the idealism.
Yeah, me too.
It's also true that like the competitiveness and the demands from retail to make a good casino lead to better innovation and infrastructure. Like Phantom is an amazing wallet. The DEXs on Solana are like rivaling the experience you get on Uniswap, if not better. Like getting people onboarded through Moonshot are examples of like, you know, to get people in the casino takes a lot of work and a lot of, you know, technical lift to make it easy and frictionless. And that's kind of like what we needed all along in Ethereum landscape to get people to use the chain.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, Trump used to run a casino, right? Like he was a casino magnate, like in the 80s, whatever. He had a casino that went out of business, but he's very comfortable with like this crypto stuff. And I said this, and I realized after I said it how true it was. I think maybe it was on Miles' podcast or Gord's, but last cycle, Trump was anti-crypto because he didn't have any. But there was this latent perfect match of like the biggest hype man who just like, you know, hype, and like the industry in which most things are fucking just hype. Like they're just hot air, as Taiki will tell you. And now they finally came together. Like we could have had this 8 years ago, but we didn't. But now, like you can see how strong this stuff is. And like I really went down like a philosophical spin during this Trump release of this token, because obviously 80% of it being like for the team is completely absurd. I saw a tweet and accurately said, it is literally a casino who just decides how much rake to take at any time, because they're just going to have all the tokens, like 80% of them. And they can just decide, okay, like today we'll just shave off like, you know, 100 million and, you know, this much percent. And that's how we're going to do it. They can just decide at whatever speed they want to do it. That doesn't seem great, but the game theory of the whole thing is that everybody has to list it, everybody has to trade it, everybody has to buy it. because there's a next sucker coming, and like there's volume happening, and if you want to make money, you got to be involved. I got involved. I started trading the hell out of this thing, and we're kind of stuck now with the 32 billion, 33 billion FDV token that somebody on paper owns like 25 billion. And last point, we don't know exactly who this team is. I think like the wallets are being tracked, and they got the ETH that funded them was the same ones that funded the NFTs or something, or there's some relation to the NFTs as well. But it is not Trump himself clicking buttons on like, Solana and like launching the token, or has any understanding. And we had this like statement a couple of days later here that got reported, and the reporters asked him about his meme coin, and of course he doesn't really know what's going on. He said he doesn't know very much about it, and then they told him that it's worth billions, and he makes some joke about how that's peanuts for those guys being the crypto people, that he's not really one of those crypto people. It seems to me that the teams that are around him are all separate teams. So you have the World Liberty team that's trying to do like a DeFi thing. Maybe that's good. You got like this meme coin thing, which is just like, maybe depends how you look at it. And then I think it's a separate team that did the Melania token. And that was an interesting one. Qiao, what did you think when you saw the Melania token?
I mean, I immediately thought that we're gonna get a token for the entire family, and it's gonna last. I mean, what did we get so far?
Trump, Melania, maybe Barron. The Barron is questionable. So it was deployed by a wallet connected to Martin Shkreli's Restore the Republic launch, which was like hypothesized to be Barron, but I don't think it was ever confirmed by their family.
It was pretty funny that the moment Melania came out, Trump immediately dumped 50%.
Yeah. Market has to price in all future family members having tokens.
Yeah.
There were so many jokes. There's so many jokes about like, kind of a bit misogynistic about like, your wife comes into your job, like everything gets ruined as soon as she comes into what you're doing, stay out of it, like whatever.
Oh yeah, there's one that says you lose 50% of your net worth without a divorce.
That's good.
That's so true.
It seems to me that the team that is around her was like, oh, well, we're not getting any of this, so we gotta like do our own thing, and they just kind of rushed this thing out. I realized immediately that nobody will actually want to buy this, like past the first 12 hours of people who made money on Trump trying to get the beta of it. So even though I didn't make a lot on the Trump going up, I multi-accounted and just like made a ton of accounts on like Hyperliquid. I just maxed out all the amounts I could, and just started shorting from $8, and it started going up. I was down like a lot of money when it was at $13, but I just kept adding. I was sure that like surely there's no market of people that actually want to own this token, because she's not a tier 1 celebrity. She never talks. There's no fan. Like, this makes no sense whatsoever. It's purely just people who made money on the first one. And I saw Stool Presidente. I was wondering who's like trading against me. Like who are these people? He made $1 million on the Trump coin, and then the next day he tried to punt Melania, and he says shoot or shoot. You can't win them all. I lost 200K on Melania. So I thank him for his contribution. But it was a very nice one. I have to say, I shorted average like around 12. Around 7.65, I started getting out. So I got out like by 5. And then when it went to 4, I was like reflecting. I'm like, am I retarded? Like, why did I get out? Like, this is obviously not, is this worth 4 billion? Like, so I got back in lower. I missed the 5 to 4, but I got in at 4 and kind of been riding that to 3 and 2. Because how can you not be in this trade? Like maybe now, like
it's kind of like your quote, like you never want to short Bitcoin because you never know one like macro event will blow you out. Like Melania
Yeah,
could have tweeted something and you could have got blown out, right?
no, like it doesn't matter what she says. Like there is nobody in the world that will.
All right, guys, or viewers, let's buy Melania to squeeze Jordy. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Good luck. Please try.
Dude, sorry to hijack the convo, but the markets are ripping. Qiao, do you have any thoughts on the executive order stuff? Because the market's been so schizo recently with like all the headlines, like, oh my God, like I think everyone's exhausted. And like, where do you think we are in the cycle?
I think we're in the last 1 or 2 innings. We can still go up, but I like every time I say where we are in the cycle, people misinterpret. I'll just say what I do or what I did. I took 10% off of my crypto portfolio, and that's it. That I think that should tell you everything about what I think. You know, we're near the end, but we can still go up a lot. I think the executive order was really bullish. It was really good. It was probably the most bullish news in the history of crypto.
But this just to take like the counterpoint, when you say like we're gonna make a committee and there's no reserve, but we're gonna put these people and give them 6 months and then let's see what they come up with.
Yeah.
Is that concrete enough?
That part of the executive order I think is the least interesting one. Like,
okay.
I think the market might have expected an actual Bitcoin reserve out of the executive orders, but obviously that was too much to be expected out of Trump. I think the most interesting thing that came out of the executive orders was the fact that they protect the right to write software, to do self-custody. They're going to promote stable coins. They're going to end choke point 2.0, and they're going to end CBDCs. That was the most important thing.
That's not very bullish for XRP, which was rumored to be the underlying technology for CBDCs. Like surely like this will run on XRP. There's a lot of good stuff there.
It's really bullish for crypto for the next 4 years, but I think that news specifically is pretty irrelevant for the market short term.
Yeah, I agree.
I saw this take where. Sorry, go for Justin.
I was just going to say it is like a perpetual positive tailwind, and I know we say this every cycle, but it does make me wonder, like if the top was in today, I don't see us having like this cascade down to, Sol was down 90-something-5% last cycle, ETH was down 80, Bitcoin 75. Like it's kind of hard to imagine that. I mean, maybe this is a top signal, but it's just so hard to imagine that with such a friendly administration that's like actually trying to push crypto forward in the US.
Yeah, and crypto is such like narrative based that isn't it better that they're not getting anything done right now, but they're like, okay, like maybe in 6 months we'll build a stockpile, and then it's like the anticipation of like they're gonna buy Solana, like that can just keep the animal spirits going, and the equities are also at all-time highs. So I feel like
I think that's so. We were saying months ago that the consensus prediction of the predictors was that after the election we would keep running up, and that the peak would be inauguration. We said this in November. This was sort of like predicted. We did so far peak in November. We got in the inauguration we got a 110. I think we got a spike on the inauguration. We're getting kind of close. We're not far from it right now. So. But I think there's a decent chance that we have a short-term top coming in. Maybe not specifically in Bitcoin, but definitely like for the broader market when you look at it overall. And stocks at all-time high is because they're getting like the goodies as well. I think they're talking about like tax cuts, especially like there's some very, very easy ones to do, which was I think the state ones that Democrats wanted anyway, because they're all hitting the blue states. Potentially like, other corporate tax cuts and other things like this. This gives the stock market just free. It's that free like sugar rush. But I feel like this is the last sugar rush. I don't know. Trump is
Miller
already
came out and said last week that he expects the economy to be good for 6 months. And before the election, he also said that if Trump wins, he expects a lot of the return of the animal spirit for about 6 months as well. So it's possible that the stock market keeps going up for 6 months and crypto follows. But I also like I think I could see argument both ways in the short term. Economy is good, stock market goes up. That's the bull case for crypto. But at the same time, it is the chart is kind of overextended for Bitcoin because it went up a lot since October to now. Like it went up like from 60K to 100K now. It's a lot. So a lot of really good news has been priced in. So I could see an extended period of consolidation.
I think consolidation, and I think we unexpectedly we'll get a liquidity pocket at some point. It might be from higher, maybe it's from like 115 to 85 or something, but I do expect that we'll get a liquidity pocket. So let's see. I think bonds kind of have to keep us vigilant. Nobody wants to buy bonds, and at some point they have to. Like by definition, like people will have to buy bonds, and that money has to come from somewhere. And it's probably going to be from risk assets. Let's talk a little bit about some of the niche things going on this week. Have you seen this RUNE thing? It seems like we have like a mini Luna thing going on with Thorchain. Qiao, you saw this one?
I've seen it, but I didn't look into the details.
Yeah, I was curious enough to look into it. Taiki, any research on your side on this?
I mean, if I'm getting things right, I mean, RUNE is like the cross-chain DEX, right? And everything's paired against RUNE. So if TVL goes down, then there's like less demand for RUNE. I know there's like lending as well.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
really know how that works.
So,
okay, so lending is dying.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, they combined the two into a single token, into a single protocol. And even though the cross-chain stuff is totally fine, it works well. It's been around a long time, makes money. I think it makes like $20-30 million a year. It's just profitable on the fees. They tried to do a Ponzi lending thing on top. This was like about a year and a half ago. I think they started it, or maybe it was just like 1 year ago. In essence, like every time there's like a Bitcoin or ETH deposit, they take that liability and just like buy RUNE with it. So they'll sell your Bitcoin and buy RUNE just to like pump the bag. And the bag went up really high. They thought that it'll be fine because if you want to get your Bitcoin back, we'll just sell some RUNE and it'll be fine. At this point, they need to sell $100 million worth of of RUNE to get all this like Bitcoin ETH, like get the real assets out. And they might not be able to sell $100 million worth of RUNE. It's one of those situations where even though the market cap is like 800, but try selling $100 million into an 800 million market cap, you're not necessarily going to absorb that. And so they've decided to, in essence, pause withdrawals, which is kind of not what you want to hear when you have a deposit in a bank, and try to figure out how to slowly match people or figure out what to do. It's an unfortunate situation where a working protocol got attached to what we call like toxic debt. You have this sometimes in TradFi where like they have toxic assets, like these mortgage-backed securities, all this stuff the banks had in 2008, and you have like a functional product that's attached to it, and obviously tokens going down now, and they have to figure something out.
It's a brutal market.
Yeah.
You either own the right coins or you get wrecked. It's
Indeed.
It's very hard.
And speaking of owning the right coins, Taiki, you were in a little bit of a rotation play. You were the victim of a rotation play. Should I admit? Can we get this this truth terminal tweet out? But maybe you can tell us from your own lived experience what happened. What happened here, Taiki?
Taki, I just noticed your new nickname is a humble farter.
Yeah, dude. I've been every time I fart, I think about Fartcoin, and I fart a lot. And I have a thesis where hot air rises, and you know, the AI Truth Terminal hallucinated Fartcoin. It owns 2% of the supply, and Andy, the creator, decided to owned. Yes, past tense. And Andy, the founder, decided to OTC sell it, and then I'm down 50% from the top.
And this is what happens when you lose your love for the Ethereum ecosystem. You get pushed out into the fringes of shitcoin casino land, and you long something crazy.
Well, in my defense, I sold ETH at like basically the current price to buy Fartcoin at like 30 cents. So
fair enough.
Fartcoin is a more pristine asset than Ethereum at this point. Do you have a thought on Fartcoin, Qiao? I'm curious.
Well, I sold my Fartcoin when it became the biggest topic in TradFi. Like all the Wall Street Twitter people were talking about Fartcoin, and they completely lost it. That was the moment I sold everything, but obviously I sold too early. That was like $1.20. How much is it now?
$1.50.
Yeah. Whenever I see a meme coin become really mainstream, I just sell it.
Do you think we're getting asked in the chat, like, what do you think about the Murad thesis at this point? Like, does it seem like it could still play out? Because obviously meme coins have been getting wrecked, even like your Popcats and all these favorites. How is it looking to you right now?
Yeah, well, at some point I was very bearish SPX, and obviously I was wrong again. I should never said that in the first place. But and people have been dunking on me about SPX forever. But I think Murad's thesis, I kind of understand Murad now. Like Murad's thesis basically is a continuation of his thesis on Bitcoin. Like Murad really understood Bitcoin, and he understood that Bitcoin is a meme coin, and it's actually the greatest meme in the history of markets. And he just basically copy-pasted the same thesis to meme coins. And so that's why he said, like, believe in the cult, believe in something and buy the cult and hold it for a year. The question is just whether or not these cults can last a long time. Like, because oftentimes these cults fade away when the price goes down, which is what happened with for example.
Yeah,
but
what
Bitcoin,
happened with WIF? I saw, like, we're at 106,000 Bitcoin, all-time highs in Solana, and WIF is like just down infinite.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there is literally no. I've spent a lot of time researching if there's cults, and I've said this many times. To see if there's a cult, go to the official Telegram or Discord of that token, and you'll see there is no community, there is no cult, right? It is just a bunch of people like speculating on price. And the second price goes down, there's no reason to be a part of that cult community.
Yeah, I mean, you can disagree with the coins he chose, but I think his thesis is spot on. Like everything is a meme coin.
Yeah, I tweeted that Murad changed my life, and everyone was like, "Did Justin get hacked?" But the truth is, like, he's just so right. He's so right in that. Link is a meme coin, XRP is a meme coin, Bitcoin's a meme coin, Ethereum is mostly a meme coin, Solana is a meme coin. That was a great perspective that one can internalize.
Yeah, and I think when I had you on my channel, Qiao, you said that once you internalize that everything's a meme coin, you started trading things better. I felt that too. It's like once I'm emotionally detached from like most coins now, and I just like I feel like I trade better that way because I'm not like attached. Like it's just like, does number go up? Cool, I'll buy. If it'll go down, all right, I'll just sell. That's it. Keep it simple.
I still didn't expect you to get dumped on by an LLM. I mean, I know there's like a human behind it, but the fact that your creator decided to rotate back to GOAT. So
and
just
GOAT retraced the entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, GOAT has, like we've always said, is not necessarily the long-term winner, but Andy had GOAT. It was his token, and he decided to sell, I guess. I'm hoping. So you said 1.5%. I think he sold. At the time, it was, the peak was like 2.5 billion. So theoretically, Wintermute, who seems to have bought his bag, should have paid him 37 million. I'm guessing they probably charged like a 10 million spread on it. So congrats to the team there. But let's say they got 25 million. It seems like he bought a little bit of GOAT with it to kind of help the community. And Eric.eth, our new Eric Wall, Eric.eth, he asked Andy, like, how would you feel if Truth Terminal calls you little guy, puts you into an agent hood, and dumps your Fartcoin? How would you feel? So
Jordy,
yeah,
you tweeted this out. It had me in stitches when I saw it. An LLM dumped its bags on my Taiki.
I'm sorry, Taiki.
Wait, is this bullish or bearish? I still don't know if it's bullish or bearish. I don't even know. I guess it depends on the buyer.
Recovers, it's extremely bullish, right? It's just an if.
No.
As long as there's fart strategy. Yeah, you got fart strategy, right? Like there's a company on chain now that's buying Fartcoin, the same as Michael Saylor, called Fart Strategy, and apparently they have
Michael
a stockpile, right?
Michael Smeller, yeah. And Farther Hayes too. Farther Hayes. Yeah,
there's a famous hedge fund manager that said he's a TradFi guy, and he said we're in the Fartcoin stage of the cycle. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, it's Einhorn, I saw that. Right? The perma bear.
Yeah, the perma bear.
I saw that. Let's get some pastas going, guys. I think we're gonna have a little bit of a shorter episode today with some of our time limits. Let's move straight there. Justin, I'm curious, what do you got?
Yeah. I had a couple here. I have some really good contenders here, so I'm excited about this one. We've seen a lot of cope on the timeline. A lot of people are pissed. And I just want to tell you guys, it's really not that hard. It's actually kind of easy to play this. All you got to do, just don't hold ETH. Don't buy the Murad list when Murad was peak attention. Don't buy the Murad list after it peaks. Buy the animal coins, but make sure you pick the right animals. Sell the right animals and don't hold them. Don't rebuy the animals. Sell Mooding, Chill Guy, Peanut listings. Buy Hyperliquid. Rotate into the AI coins, but don't buy the wrong ones. Rebuy them after the new AI meta shows up. Buy Trump at 2 billion, buy Baron, sell Baron. It's really not that hard. It's easy. You just got to make the right trades. The rotation game in our space will give you whiplash.
It's
easy
brutal.
Game. Easy game. I saw another one. I'm not going to use it, but it said that holding Tau is the AI version of holding ETH.
Oh, that's good. I think you guys got to give me another pasta, though. I've been on like a 20, 30, 40 episode losing streak. Can I get a second submission?
Okay, let's get it.
All right.
Yeah, we feel bad for him. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that Wizard of Soho here, unfortunately, sold his punk for $0. I guess it was listed. He tried to sell it for 50, but he accepted a listing for like 1 cent. He's confused what happened. And then someone tweeted him, "I'm sorry you lost 50 ETH on your punk, but have you tried buying your own course on trading NFTs to avoid this happening in the future?" I guess Wizard of Soho, whoever that is out there, has a macro bootcamp trading course that you can subscribe to. So I thought that was hilarious.
It's okay. He just accepted a blur bid at 0 cents.
I got nothing out of you guys for both of those pastas. I was expecting a little chuckle or something.
It's good. It's good.
I had a better one, but it was inappropriate. So we'll move on.
Inappropriate.
All right, Taiki, what do you got?
Sorry, Justin. I don't know if you'll win this one. I don't know if I'll win this one, but I was doing some technical analysis on Trump, and if you just rotate it 90 degrees, it looks like Trump. We must be living in a simulation. This is incredible. This is fantastic.
There was one where they like projected the future price and it has his belly, so there's like a point at which it comes out.
The final exit pump. It depends how fat he is, I guess. Actually,
this is good.
Right?
This is you have a chance on pasta here. I see Laura Shin's like comment. I've never seen her have this many emojis. She's like 10 emojis in a row.
This is for sure real.
It's real.
Yeah, that's a Trump chart.
Damn.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah,
good stuff. Qiao, let's see what you got.
Can we pull the original Vitalik one? The tweet where he said do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh
Stand
yeah.
Where he said, "I'm in charge."
No, the soy boy.
Oh yeah, he said we're not doing we're not gonna rotate from WEF soy boy into like Bronze Age. Is it something like this?
Yeah.
Let me try to find it.
I'm looking for it.
Okay, I'll do mine in the meantime. So there's been this talk about a strategic Bitcoin reserve ever since the Bitcoin conference, where Trump has been talking about it. Bloom has been talking about it. We didn't get the word Bitcoin at all in the executive order. Instead, Trump has more friends, more people giving him money, even Justin Sun, everybody else. So instead, it's no longer a Bitcoin reserve. It could be a digital asset strategic reserve and stockpile. So we see Evgeny here saying that if they're just going to seize things that are involved in crime, then if you want to be in the stockpile, you got to be involved in crime. But the bigger picture was there's been some debate, like, do we want to have a U.S. strategic stockpile with a bunch of like random tokens in it, like XRP and like whatever else they throw in there? Is that better or worse than not having anything? And I'm not sure, but Gort, as usual, I'm going to use you again, Gort. Thank you out there. My pasta, you always come through for me. He says it is imperative we have a stockpile of crypto tokens in the off chance that we actually find a use case for them. So let's just in case we got a stockpile though. So Gort, once again, appreciate your contribution.
That's a good strategy, just in case.
All right. Do we have Qiao's WEF soy
I have
boy?
Vitalik's original post up here, ready to go.
Okay, let's go.
Up.
Qiao, you want to take it away?
Oh, do I need to read it?
No, just a part that is relevant for you.
Yeah. So Vitalik's talking about like how he's gonna restructure the EF and there are a bunch of goals, blah 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 blah, and then explicit non-goals are execute some kind of ideological vibes pivot from feminized WEF soy boy mentality to Bronze Age mindset. And there's a really funny reply by Evgeny from Wintermute. Do you see it in the replies? Do you see a Evgeny reply?
Yep.
Can you share the screen again? Yeah.
So just to be clear, we'll continue to see feminized WEF soy boys in leadership? Question mark. And I actually had the same question. Like, it wasn't clear to me what Vitalik meant exactly. And then I tweeted, Vitalik calls the Ethereum Foundation feminized with soy boy mentality on the same day that POTUS launches his meme coin on Solana. Pretty much sums up the cycle.
So true.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I think our pastas were so weak. I think Taiki blew us out of the water there.
I don't know. There's some comments in the chat here that Jordy's delivery game is too good. I know. I mean, they're saying my delivery might come through. So
yeah, he's experienced. Yeah.
It's just not fair to keep using Quart. Like, sure, we could all win pasta every time if we could all use Quart every time.
He has like 10 tweets a week. You can choose one of his other tweets.
So Quart off.
We have a comment here. Jordy not using a Gord tweet as his pasta challenge impossible.
Someone keeps coming through for me. Try.
Wait. Do you see the starred comment in the chat? I don't know if you just needed that.
Yeah, that was me from a while ago.
Would you accept the EF Qiao to Alliance DAO?
Yeah, I would at a $5 million valuation, which is our standard plan.
Oh, man.
And then dump it for $1 trillion.
How much do you get for 5 million? Do you invest 5%, 10%?
We get 7%, 9% now.
All right, 9% of Ethereum at $5 million valuation.
Maybe it's worth debate them too. Vitalik will do. Steady Lads will do it for 5%.
Steady Lads incubation fund.
Yeah.
All right.
How-
Let's
Wow.
see.
The results are coming in.
Oh, it's close. It's close. It's close.
Wait, can you share it? I don't have
Let's
it up.
put it up. All right, guys. Let's get some votes because it's actually going to matter. Your vote will actually matter here.
Just remember, if you're voting for Jordy, you're just voting for Gord.
That's fine.
Oh, no.
Okay. Taiki's
Taiki's
pulling
running
away.
away.
My TA. Wow. People love my technical analysis.
I think this is the first episode we've had without a Taiki bringing the green dildo. And please don't. We're okay. We don't have to do it. I'm just commenting that I think we've finally moved past that gag.
I have it right there. It's just hidden from the camera.
No. It's okay. Let's. Okay. Well, Taiki. Justin number 2. Surprising. Okay. Well, very good. A little late surge for Justin. The crowd wants to make it close, but Taiki with 39% of the vote. You are the pasta winner of the week.
Congratulations, Taiki.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Can have the. Oh, there it is. You see it, Jordan? Wait, use the bigger one. Yeah, there you go. Hide it. Brad, use the bigger one. There you go. Hide it. There you go.
Ridiculous. This is a family show.
All right, guys. Last question. 1 month from now, Qiao, where do you think Trump coin is trading at?
Where is it now? 35?
Three.
Yeah.
33. I would say a month from now, maybe 20.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping for 25, but that sounds in the region. Anybody think it's going to go up?
Yeah. Why not?
I just think all of crypto is going up. I'm very bullish for the next month. I think Trump can do whatever it wants to do until 3 months when the unlocks start, right? Is that the right way to think about this?
I mean, even after the unlock start, we have no clue. All we saw on the official website was like a bunch of 6 different categories of wallets with different vestings, but we don't know who these people are. Are they like, obviously they're kind of related insiders, but yeah, I mean,
I just think there's so many ways. There's many tools for them to like scam pump it. They can like burn supply. If they burn like 60% of what they have, or of like 60, then it's like, oh, 20% to the community, or so 50% to the community, 50% to the team, right? If they burn 60%. I mean, I don't think they'll do that, but I feel like that has one last pump, like the Trump belly.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Qiao has to go, unfortunately, but we'll wrap up here as well. We'll keep it a bit shorter. Usually we keep you guys for an hour and 10, but next week we'll be going back longer. We have still some pretty big launches coming this season, and I think we also want to see what's going to be the future of Ethereum now that there is hopefully some change. I don't know about you guys. I feel like Vitalik kind of has to give in and make some changes. Like once the people rebel and you lose your generals, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
You might not accept it, but you have to do it. So hopefully we see some good changes.
I still hold so much ETH, and I'm rooting for it, but like I just can't. I mean, I think the bottom is in now, but I just can't keep saying the bottom is in because the sentiment is so bad. I mean, this is literally a chart of me on Steady Lads, every week for the last 79 episodes. The sentiment always seemed like it at bottom to me, so it's hard to say it's here, but I do think everyone's given up on it. So if not now, then when?
Well, I mean, we saw that Trump he released Ross Ulbricht, right? So he pardoned Ross Ulbricht, and I saw that on one of his executive orders. Somebody had on Twitter that he's also pardoning the ETH BTC chart. Like he pardoned it, so maybe that works as well. Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. Obviously, it's going to be another crazy week, I'm sure, but can't get crazier than last week. Like and subscribe, please. Yeah.
Yes, we're almost at 10K subs. I think we're like 9.8 or something.
Yeah, hit 10K basically in 24, and then 100K will hit in 2025. That's the goal.
Did you get like did you get 100K on your main channel?
Yeah, it's right
He's
there.
got the
You see
play
it?
button behind him.
Oh, okay.
It's hidden by the dildo. You know, you can't see it. Your eyes are drawn.
What do you mean? It's on the opposite sides.
Okay.
But your eyes go here, Justin. That says something about you, man.
I guess so.
You chase the green dildo. Green dildo marketing. Number go up technology.
All right. Well, have a good weekend, guys. Try to rest up. There's still a lot of volatility coming. So we'll catch you next week. Take care.